If you're going into your freshman or sophomore year of high school this year, here's everything you need to know for this back to school season. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Nia TV, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about high school, from friendships and relationships and looking your best at school every day and just getting through your classes. Okay, my first topic is friendships. So the first thing that my sister and a lot of my older friends told me about going into high school is that you will lose friends over time. And unfortunately, it's true. And when I heard that, I did not want to believe it at all, because I was just like, oh, well, that happened to you because you had XYZ and this amount of drama. And like, I'm just not a dramatic person. Like, I couldn't ever imagine this happening to me, but it does. And just know, when you lose friendships, it's probably not your fault, because most of the time it happens because you're going through, one, you're growing and changing as a person, and two, in high school your schedule is completely different, so you might not even be in a class with a lot of your friends, and maybe you just want to explore different things that your friends aren't doing, and all of that is okay. But I will say, if there's somebody that you still want to be friends with from like middle school or just like in your high school, then make sure to communicate with them and text with them. And if they don't want to be your friend and they just want to grow apart, then that's also okay, because it's not your fault. But if I could go back and text a lot of people that I was friends with, then I definitely would. And like I was saying before, it wasn't really anybody's fault why we grew apart. It was just the fact that we were just all like changing, and there's no beef between any of us. So at least I got out of it drama free, but like it can still happen to a lot of people. But I would definitely go back and text a lot of these people and just be like, hey, how are you? How's school right now? Even though I'm literally the worst texter, like it doesn't, even if I'm friends with people right now, I still don't text them, which is like such a bad toxic thing of me, and I'm still working on that. But in order to keep friendships, you guys have to like find some time for each other to talk. The next thing I want to talk about is making friendships. So whether you're coming from a new school as a sophomore or freshman, or like you're just going into your freshman year at the same school and you just see a lot of new faces, meeting new people can be hard, and especially in high school. Personally, I haven't moved schools since middle school, and like even my idea of being a new kid and trying to make new friends was different, because like I already knew people at my school, and like my older sister already went there, so it's just like, oh, whatever, I'll just like talk to these people, and like we're actually close friends now. But I've experienced being the new person in other spaces and in school before, so like I get how it is. I know that this is probably really corny advice, but the best thing I can say about making new friends is to be yourself. Like I was saying before, in high school you're just gonna be doing a lot of your own thing and a lot of what you're interested in. So as long as you're doing something that you like, good people will come along. And also, don't be scared to go out of your comfort zone and just like go up to somebody and just start a conversation with them. Like, just be like, hi, I like whatever they're wearing on their outfit. Like, I like your shirt, I like your shoes. And then just like go from there and introduce yourself, and you might make a friend for the rest of high school. Also, a part of making friends and interacting with anyone in general is just to know not everybody can be or should be your best friend. Like, don't go out of your way to be mean to somebody if you don't want to be their friend. Treat everybody with kindness and respect because they deserve it, and treat others how you want to be treated if you also want to be treated that way. But I would say there are going to be a lot of toxic and fake people in high school, just because in life in general, there are going to be a lot of toxic and fake people, but especially in high school, I would just steer clear of being buddy-buddy with every single person, because then you'll really have no true friends. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is relationships. Okay, so I've never had a boyfriend, but this is a topic that I think a lot of people need to hear about, and especially in high school. So the question is, should you have a high school boyfriend? One thing my mom always says, even though it annoys me, is focus on the books, not the boys. And as annoying as it is when she says it, I know that she's right, because high school is a time for you to learn and just like experience new things. And I would say you don't really need to prioritize somebody like a boyfriend at this age because you have a whole life to do that. But I don't think it's a bad thing if you do get a boyfriend. I just wouldn't come into high school with that as your priority. Also, like I was saying before, high school is just a very formative time in your life. So I would recommend focusing on yourself rather than somebody else. Also, another piece of advice that one of my friends said is don't waste your time looking for a relationship because when the time is right, love will come to you. So if you want a boyfriend, just be patient and you might get one. Also, if you do have a high school boyfriend or if you're in a high school relationship, that's great. But please, oh, for the love of God, stop with the PDA in the hallways. Please stop hugging and kissing in front of my locker when I'm trying to get to class. You need to get to class too. You need to focus on the books. And first of all, why do you even feel comfortable kissing in the hallways? They're teachers. Like, they don't need to see that. They don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Keep that to yourself, okay? And please stop leaving class to meet up in the bathroom. Like, you need to be studying. Like, stop being freaky. This is not freak o'clock. Like, you need to go to class. All I'm saying is keep that for when you guys, when the clock hits 3:10, continue. Love whoever you want. Anyways, guys, moving on. I've said my 2 cents about relationships. Now let's get into drama. So high school drama can happen for a number of reasons, just because people are fake and petty and dramatic. And the best thing I can say for this is just, if you can, stay out of it. It's really not worth the trouble or worth your time. If it has nothing to do with you, definitely stay out of it. Don't spread rumors, spread all this drama, somebody else's business, because you don't know what they have going on in their life. And how would you feel if somebody did that about you for no reason? Like, just mind your business. If you hear something, be like, ooh, and like maybe talk to your friends about it, because like I do that too. Like, it doesn't matter. But like, don't go around causing trouble, because that could also come back on you in a worse way, and you don't need that kind of involvement. You don't need that kind of trouble and stress in your life, especially when you're just trying to go to school for 8 hours, come home, do your homework, nap, do whatever. Also, don't start drama in general. Like, it's not worth your time or the loss of friendships just for somebody to stir the pot so that something is happening in your boring life. Like, you don't need to cause trouble, and you should really just protect your peace. Sometimes though, drama is unavoidable. Get through it. I would say make sure you have good people in your life, like your family, your friends, so that you can talk to them and know that you're not alone in whatever you're going through. Plus, probably whatever's happening is probably going to be over within like a week or two of school, and people are going to forget about it eventually. So as long as you have good people that you trust in your life, then I think you'll make it through. Also, just remember, it's literally just high school. Like, don't take it that seriously if somebody said, oh, I don't like her XYZ, because you don't need to please everybody, and not everybody needs to like you. Is also what I was kind of saying with friendships, but like, that applies to drama. Next subject I want to talk about is beating school air. You guys, I cannot stress how important hygiene is. Like, please do not be funky at school, okay? Take a shower in the morning. Like, take a shower at night if you feel like it. But if you wake up sweaty and smelly, don't put on your school clothes and walk into the school and think, nobody else can smell me, because they can, okay? Put on deodorant. Like, hygiene is so important. Brush your teeth. Nobody likes stinky breath either, okay? Like, please. You know what? This year at school, I do not want to smell any fishy badussies in the classroom when I'm trying to learn. Now that I'm done my rant, back to the subject. School air is what's messing up your skin and your hair and just like your overall mood and like aura in school anyway, because of the uncleanliness around you. And that uncleanliness is really caused by, I don't know, the school not cleaning up or funky people. But don't worry, I have all the tips and hacks for you guys to beat school air. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this talked about on TikTok a lot, but the one thing that I keep in my backpack to keep myself fresh during the day is an emergency kit. So just grab a little bag or like pouch that you can keep in your backpack and just put travel size things in it, such as I have to read it off my list, hold on, such as deodorant, hairbrush, perfume, gum, lip gloss / chapstick, recommended for dry lips, lotion, feminine products, hair ties, SOS spray. I've really heard that recommended. It's like hypochloric acid, which you can also get from, I think, like CVS for cheaper. But either way, it's supposed to like keep your skin fresh and stop it from like breaking out. Hand sanitizer and whatever makeup products you might need to like redo your makeup during the day. Yeah. Okay, so those are just a few things, but you can honestly keep whatever you feel like you might need in your bag to keep yourself looking good throughout the day. I don't care what the teachers say if they're like in class and they see you like fixing your hair and they're like, this isn't beauty school. Like, honestly, don't let that get to you because they're just being annoying. Like, if I want to learn, I don't want to feel and look crusty because I don't want to be caught off guard, okay? Like, please. But yeah, back to the main part of hygiene is just shower and remember to take care of yourself outside of school so that in school it's not as bad and you can just use whatever you have in your emergency kit to just do a quick fix up and then go back to class. Okay, next thing I want to talk about for looking good at school is clothes and wardrobe. You know what I don't want to see at school this year? People in their pajamas every single day. Like, it's honestly not that bad if you do it like once or twice a week or just once in a while. I personally will never wear pajamas to school. I did that when I was younger, when it was just for the special Spirit Week, which, speaking of, wearing pajamas to school every day ruins the whole point of Spirit Week, because what's the point of pajama day if that's literally just a regular day? They do it all the time, so like now it's boring, like boo-hoo. Anyways, I think that school is just a time to experiment with your own personal style and try out new clothes. And honestly, I just use school as an excuse to shop for new clothes, which, speaking of, I have a back to school haul with all my clothes for this upcoming year on it, so you guys go check that out. But back to the whole subject, I think that comfort and looking good can be tied together at school. A lot of the time, if I feel like just dressing like comfortably, I just wear like sweatpants or flare leggings or just like whatever, and then I just style it with like jewelry and accessories. And honestly, that just makes me feel good going to school because I'm like, I like this outfit and now I get a chance to show it off or like wear it somewhere other than like my house. Really, don't be afraid to try out new outfits for school. Also, I've said this before in another advice video, but if you're trying to experiment with a new style, I strongly recommend you hop on Pinterest and go search up whatever aesthetic you want, or just look at like back to school outfit inspo and just make a board and pin whatever you like or what you could see yourself wearing or buying for back to school. Okay, and the next thing I want to talk about is probably the most important when getting through your classes: schoolwork. Freshmen and sophomores. Your grades do matter, especially in the first 2 years. It doesn't matter what anybody says when they're like, oh, well, I can just catch up the next year and it'll just be fine. But really, if you don't try in your classes in freshman and sophomore year, then your GPA is going to be low and it's going to take 10 times more effort to get it up in junior and senior year. And if I were you, I would not want to be doing that because I've heard that junior year is just hard enough already. And then senior year, you're already gonna have senioritis and just really just wanna relax your whole year. So you don't wanna be stressing about like grades. Even though grades are still important in both of those years too, it's like more important to get a good head start. The biggest thing I can say for this is even if you're not the smartest, just make sure to do your homework and study. Okay, so here are some study tips. For me, my biggest distraction when I'm studying is my phone. So when I'm studying, one, put my phone in a drawer or go out in a public place because, I don't know, I feel like the presence of other people and like having them watch me just kind of keeps me like motivated, and I'm like, no, I have to study because all these people have to know that I'm studying too, you know? Recording yourself studying. Honestly, having a YouTube channel and then doing some videos where it's like my school routine, it really does help if I just like record myself, because I'm vlogging on my phone right now. I don't have a camera, but if I just like put my phone up and I'm recording myself, I can't end the recording to like go on TikTok or something because it's already filming me studying. So that's what I should keep doing because I have to keep the camera entertained. So listening to music is a big one. Whether you just like music with lyrics or without lyrics, like for studying, putting headphones on and just relaxing. And study groups are a good one because then you can like kind of help each other with what you might be struggling with and like generate ideas. So I don't have one of these, but like a student tutor or just a tutor in general can help you study. Also, I wasn't sure if you guys were aware, but I ended my sophomore year with all A's, whether that was A- or just straight A's. I got all A's. So here's some things that I did in and outside of the classroom that just really helped me in all of my classes. To be honest, I put in the work. Let me read my list for you guys on the things that I did. 1, I've said this before and I'll say it again, do your homework. Because even if your homework is like X% of your grade, or if it's like 1 point per homework, or you just don't get that much homework in general, it can really help you study for the test because that's like the material that you're learning and it's practice. Also, just in general, like it gives you extra points. Like if the homework is super easy and it's worth 1 point, that's 1 point more than you would have if you didn't do the homework, you know? Second is take advantage of office hours and any free time you might have with your teachers. So in math class in the beginning of the year, in math class my whole life actually, it's always been my worst subject and I was just like really struggling with it. And I just really didn't understand what was going on in the classroom and especially in Algebra 2. So I knew I had to fix this problem because my parents were like, how come you have all A's in these other classes but a B in Algebra 2? And they're not that strict if I get a B because 1, it's high school, and 2, like they're just like, it's a B and like you've proved that you can learn in all these other classes. But they were like, and I was really sick of getting that backhanded joke. Not that that really affected me. I'm really self-motivated in all the things that I do, and especially with school. But I was just like, you know what? Might as well get this up to an A because I can. So a lot of the time this year, in my sophomore year, I met with my algebra teacher like every like office hours that I could, or every lunch that I could, and especially before tests, or if I had to redo a test, I would like ask him on what we were doing and just like ask him to run through the steps with me personally. And that just really helped my understanding. And you could see it in my test grades when they came back, and just also in the classroom in general, because then I started like participating more because I just felt so motivated like after getting good at math and like understanding what we're doing. Which brings me to my next point, participate in class. This one's a big one because not only can it help your own understanding, it also proves to your teachers that you're willing to learn and that you're willing to try and share your opinion, even if it's hard or whatever. But like if you have anxiety about sharing in class, just remember that what the other students might think doesn't matter, and if you're wrong, that's okay because the teacher will probably help you be right. And just remind yourself it's not that serious. I got it wrong. Like I'm probably not going to remember this 30 years down the line. I'll get over it. But anyways, I really participated in all of my classes. And like I was saying before, especially in math and like every class that was like conversational, which, oh wait, I guess that was kind of all of them now. Math was the only class that I didn't really have to participate in, but like I did because I understood it. Moving on, use your free time to study and do homework. So during the school day, you're probably gonna have free periods in high school just because like they try to give you a little more free time, and especially because the workload is gonna be like more. So I use some of my free periods to like talk to friends and just like chill out and like fart around. But you can't do that all the time, especially when you know you have a test coming up or some homework to do, or just even if you have homework in general that like you don't want to do at home, like it just really helps to use your free time because it's there for a reason. So like why not put it to good use when you need to do stuff? If you need to get something done, then get it done. Also, I would say knowing what's most important for a class can really help. I had some classes in freshman and sophomore year that were mostly weighted in grades in tests and projects, and like, for example, math and science would be the classes that were graded in tests and projects, and others that were more graded on participation and homework. Like, for me, it was Spanish, history, and English that were more participation based, even though, like, for all of these classes, all of those things are important, like, and you should be putting in effort into participation and your grades for both. But, like, in some classes, one matters over the other. So, for example, I'm in an honors Spanish class, and I started out the beginning of the year with a B+, and actually, I think I went the whole year with a B+, and not until the final report card came out, I got, I think, either an A or an A- in that class. And that was mostly due to the fact that I decided to lock in and start participating more in class, because he said in the beginning that, like, it was like participation, it was just really to hear you speak, especially because we had big tests, but I feel like not as many tests and quizzes as like other classes would, or other Spanish classes at least. So we just had to really talk every day in class to kind of like check our understanding. And at the beginning of the year, it was my first time in an honors Spanish class, and I was just really nervous in general, because it's just like, I don't really remember my Spanish over the summer, and like this is my first time in this class. Like, I am behind compared to everybody else in this class, and it's just like a lot of pressure on me for a lot of reasons. So I was just like kind of like shy, and I would only speak like once, twice, like per class. But then towards the end of the year, you would hear my voice all the time, raise my hand all the time, and that's how I ended up with the A, because really the participation is what saves your grade. That, and I also think towards the end of the year, I started to remember my Spanish more and understand more, so I was able to talk more, because like I knew what I was doing. And like I obviously knew what I was doing in the beginning, because like I got in the honor Spanish course, but it was just like less than everybody else because I was just in a regular course before. As I was saying, that class was graded in participation, so I got an A. And for classes where it's graded more in like tests and projects, I would just say you have to understand what you're doing to be able to do the projects in general. So just like I was saying before, use your free time to meet with teachers to make sure you understand what you're doing before you take the test or submit the project, so that you're able to get a good grade. How to balance your school life and your personal life. So I don't even know if I've mastered this myself yet, especially because I feel like it's been a long time since school, and I really had to think back when I answered this question. I was like, did I give myself enough personal time? Was I able to do the things that I love during the school year? And the answer is yes, but there were some things that I had to like sacrifice for school. I think the thing that I would say the most for this is just like scheduling out time to study, and then scheduling out time that you have free or to like hang out with friends or do whatever you need to do is really important, because like then you can make sure you have enough time to do what you need to do versus what you want to do. But also I think with school, you can't forget about your personal life, especially for college, because they want to see more than just good grades. They want to see that you're a well-rounded person and that you like to enjoy life, so you can't forget about the things that you do enjoy. But like I said before, like scheduling out time so that you are able to do those things really helps. And like those 2 days that you have free during the weekend, like can really be used to do what you love. Also, another thing that can kind of be a distraction from getting your schoolwork done is other people. And you just have to remind yourself of your priorities when this happens. And if somebody calls you on the phone when you're trying to study, you have to like say, hey, I need to study right now. Like, I'm busy right now. Or just put your phone on silent. Or like I was saying, if you were studying before, put your phone in a drawer, lock it away so that you can't like really get to it, so that you're able to do what you need to do. And also, I can guarantee that a lot of the people who are calling you, like, they've got their stuff done. So just remember, sometimes it's okay to worry about yourself and be selfish when it comes to like achieving your goals. But I will say it is important in those free times that you do have in common with like your loved ones, to make time for them so that they're able to stay in your life and so you don't drift apart. And that is all I have listed for this back to school advice. So all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And yeah, I really hope you guys found this helpful and that you just enjoyed my advice. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!